Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? Aegis Rick here, back with some more DFO Charge, this time on my Vagabond. Now, guys, before I talk about the Vagabond, I want to kind of preface this video by saying that I'm going to be trying an experiment in this video, okay? And the experiment I want to do is, I want to see how well optimization works on my gear, okay? This is legendary gear. As you guys can see, this is a newly made character on my account, and I have just gotten a new legendary set, and I started putting some enchantments on this character because this is what I usually do for all of my characters when I'm planning on gearing them out, which Vagabond I am going to be gearing out. We'll talk about that in a sec. But as I was doing that, I had an idea. I had to say, I wanted to showcase what this optimization is. What is this enchantment actually doing for my character? How much of a damage increase am I getting? And is it even worth doing at all? And, you know, unfortunately, I already put some crit enchantments, but I have all this other gear that I've gotten from events and some of my other characters that I'm preparing this character for. What is the effect of doing all of this stuff, you know? Because a lot of people don't seem to agree with me, or maybe they might not believe me when I say that optimization is key, okay? You have to optimize your character. Just getting the sets is not enough. You really do have to optimize your character to get stronger, and that's why all of these things, you know, I quickly and very quickly just put all that stuff on there because you need to do that. But what happens when you don't, you know? So I've kind of partially done this already. I've gotten my crit up to 94%. You should get it up to 97% when you're playing a Vagabond character. But some of you guys might not have enchantment, so your crit will be less. Your runs will be even less than this run. But I want to show a before and after of Vagabond's run before I put the optimization and change my, you know, right now I have a heavy armor set. I want to retexture this to leather, which is the appropriate set for when you play a Vagabond. You need to have a leather type armor. Right now I have heavy. I'm going to put all these enchantments on. I'm going to optimize my gear, and with the same gear, just with better optimization, we're going to see how fast we can get. But guys, at least you understand what the purpose of this video is. But guys, we are currently rocking Vagabond. Let's talk a little bit about her. I'm rocking a level 80 weapon, so just kind of showcase how guide mode is. You don't have to be very geared to do this. Legendary set, as well as, you know, just some kind of weapon. I know a lot of people use, you know, either liberation weapon or emancipator weapon. Emancipator is probably a better idea. But anyway, guys, Vagabond herself, why am I playing her? I've shit talked this character in the past, and the thing about this character is I feel like she receives a lot of changes. She has gotten changed quite a bit. In fact, she's gotten a ton of her. She's kind of kept a lot of her skills, but they kind of do different things. Like this Blazing Palm skill is completely different. Her First Awakening is different. Her Fluttering Blaze, this one right here, is different. All of those skills are just a lot more satisfying to use nowadays. You know, back in the day, I think she had a real big problem about moves that were just not fun to use, or you know, had some long delays or something like that. No longer the case. At least I don't feel like it is. I'm going to use my First and Second Awakening here because I don't know if I can kill him fast enough. No, he unfortunately not strong enough to be able to do the quick rotation, so I'm going to have to sit here and watch the whole animation. But why am I even bothering to gear this character, though? Are the changes enough to make me enjoy this character more? And I gotta say, yes. I think, yes, absolutely, the changes that they've made to her. She is a lot more fluid, and a lot of her skills are more satisfying to use now. In fact, I would label this character, and the reason why I'm investing quite a bit in this character is because I would think this character is more like Monk than Monk is himself. And it's weird for me to say because I love Monk, but I think the identity of Monk is better captured in a character like this. She is a lightsaber type character, and you definitely see it. You can see how fast she is. She has moves that can get her, can travel a lot of distance, can get behind Speninos in very quick fashion. You know, he's not even facing the right way. I'm way behind him. That's why. I'm so far behind him. He is like in the past. This character is in the future. She can obviously get behind somebody with this new skill that she has, this chain connection skill right there. I'm behind him. I'm able to dash past him with the sliding slash right there, just able to walk away out of attacks. This is something you just don't see with the Monk. I know he has duck and sway, but I am able to just traverse so much, and you kind of need those two things. You need to either be able to avoid attacks very well, and I think this character avoids attacks better than the Monk ever could. Duck and sway just doesn't give you the iframe, doesn't give you the distance. Look at how far behind him I am. But another thing that you can use to basically get out of getting hit from attacks, like from Speninos, very often you'll get hit with him. Another way you can do avoid the damage is to interrupt him. So you see right there, I used a grab right there, soaring grab, and I was able to interrupt the attack entirely. And soaring has such a low cooldown that those two things, you know, the combination of having an iframe grab that interrupts everything and being able to dodge attacks just by using dash attacks or that new skill that she has that dashes forward, those two things, those combinations of things make it very easy for a character like this to stay on top of an enemy. You know, she can just stay on top of you like nothing you can do. You know, if you're gonna do an attack, you're probably gonna get interrupted like this. You know, I'm getting iframe. If you're gonna hit me with an attack and I can't avoid it, you know, I can usually use some type of move. Probably not the best idea to use this, but I'm trying to kill this guy as fast as possible. Luckily for me, I was able to get the full damage off there. But you know, I'm just trying to say this character is very fast and has some abusive moves. Okay, that's the thing. You need like very key pivotal moves. Like, this move's gonna hit me? No, it's not. I'm way over here. Like, that's how fast it is. And I can do that while on top of a guy. If you know, he's gonna do an attack, I can just interrupt him. And you just don't get that with Monk. You don't have a way to interrupt a boss if he's doing an attack. You don't have a way to kind of mitigate damage on the Monk. You know, it's really hard to deal with those kinds of things on Monk. So anyway, very quick run right there, about 344. Have done it a little bit faster, but we've done it in this gear. My crit is not at the max level. I don't have max enchant. So we're going to use that around that time as a kind of a yardstick. We'll see how much better we do when we get all of these enchantments as well as my optimization just a little bit better. These are not best in slot options. Like, for instance, these are Luke earrings that we got from the event. I'm going to throw those on there. I've got these enchantments right here. This is actually one of the better enchantments for Magic Zone. But, you know, I've got a sub-equipment enchantment here for my physical attack. You know, I've got 2 enchantments for my physical crit because I'm not at the maximum crit yet. I'm actually missing a very tiny bit of crit. So I'm going to go ahead and put at least one of these on there to get maximum crit. So yeah, I'm max crit now. And now you can see I have a bunch of enchantments that I got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these enchantments on there. And I think I'll be ready to go after that. So you might be wondering why I'm bothering to do this with only legendary gear, because I know a lot of people, you know, in the past I would say, because these only upgrade into Harlem gear, it might not be worthwhile to invest so heavily. I mean, I just put one of the best, I don't think it's the best anymore, but one of the best Magic Stone cards on this. Why would I bother doing that? That's so expensive on this character. Well, keep in mind, okay, now with the new system where you can upgrade into Harlem gear and then upgrade that Harlem directly into Tabers, I'm basically setting myself up to get a gear set that's going to end up being a Tabor set. So this is going to be upgrading to Tabor set as long as I keep doing this kind of content. So keep that in mind. I was going to retexture this to leather set, but I just remember that retexturization only works with Harlem gear or higher, so Harlem Epic gear. So I'll have to wait until I upgrade my armor set to the Epic version. But aside from that, guys, I mean, I have maximum crit, you know, I have all of my enchantments, at least, you know, decent enchantments. I don't have a weapon yet, but that's exactly what I'm farming. And, you know, I've gotten maximum crit by putting a bunch of other enchantments on there, like dual enchantments and a bunch of crit. This was an avatar set to give you more speed, a creature, you know. I've gotten pretty much a lot of different things. This is Black Dolphin, which is not a terrible elemental damage set. I've optimized this character quite a bit more than what it was previously. Quite a bit more. You know, enchantments basically on my full right side, crit enchantments on the left side. Hell, I can even put a top and bottom enchantment here as well, which I'm going to do real quick. You know, and hopefully enough people see this that they kind of see the importance of what these cards and these enchantments actually do to your character. And it's going to take a little bit. Maybe some people don't believe me that this amount of effort and money and resources is worth it, right? Because it is costly, okay? When I talk about, you know, getting a card like this is pretty costly. Getting these other cards are honestly not that expensive. In fact, most of the cards that I've put on are very cheap because you can get them very easily by farming Harlem content or the Pumpkin Ball NPC. I mean, he's just giving cards for free. I mean, we got Tower of Dazzlement. If you buy all of the things that I just bought, aside from some of them which are kind of expensive, you can get a very decent enchantment set and very easy to get maximum crit. So just kind of saying, yes, a lot of people say that, oh, it's so expensive, but honestly, not everything was that expensive, and trust me, it's going to be worth it for the damage increase we're about to be getting. So let's go ahead and jump into our last run of Tabers here. Hopefully I can get a good run showing here and we can see how much stronger or how much faster this content's going to be. Keep in mind that all the enchantments and all the effort and money that I already put onto this character are going to be kept into my Tabor's gear once I get it. You know, it's something I don't have to worry about anymore. You know, the only time I'm gonna ever have to worry about this again is when I have to get better enchantments than the ones I put on. Because again, you know, I didn't put in the best enchantments you can get. I put in some decent enchantments, but they're not the best you can get just yet. So anyway, just keep that in mind. It's here. Go for a rotation. Are we gonna be able to kill this guy? Well, unlike we were able to last time. It looks like we might be able to, and we did. So in a situation where you know, I did pretty much the same rotation. I could not kill that guy before. Now I'm able to kill him. So that's going to save me a lot of time right there. I can already tell you that much. And we're just nuking these guys now. So see if I can get some cool. The cool thing about that move is it actually grabs through iframe. It's very unique for a move like that to grab through iframe. In fact, I don't know another move in the game that really does that. So here you can see this guy is taking the business right now. And I'm behind him. That's why I love this character, man. This character is so cool. To be able to get behind Spinanos. Dude, how many characters do you play? How many characters do I play where I try to hit Spinanos and he just iframes through me and punishes me like crazy? How many characters do I play that happens? It's almost all of them. Almost all of my characters that seems to happen. And right there I just showcase it. She is fast enough and she has moves and aftercast delays that are short enough where I don't have to run into that issue where Spinanos is just punishing me all the effing time and I can't do anything about it. I am like behind him. Nothing he can do. Right there, I'm getting completely iframe there. Get that move in there. Get that, sneak that one in there. All right. Let's go ahead and heal, and you can see Harbard is half health. I think we were doing a lot worse last time, so. Okay. And we have a lot of our skills available, so. Boom, boom. Hit him with this, hit him with this, hit him with this, hit him with this, hit him with this. Got my awakenings back up, which I don't think I'm going to be able to kill. I don't have a great opportunity to hit him, but after, maybe after the gimmick phase, I can hit him with something. Get out of there. Yeah, it's kind of like having that tab skill at all times, you know. Such a good skill, man. I really love that about this character. Nope. And I still have access to my awakenings. I don't think I'll have that opportunity to use them. Oh, right there. It was close. It was close. Okay, let's kill him with the awakening. I really love her new change to her first awakening, by the way. And right there, just shaved off like, how was our first run? It was like 340. We just saved that to 3 minutes flat, pretty dang easily. So keep that in mind, guys. The enchantments, they're a big deal. They're a big deal. You can, you know, do a lot more damage, be a lot more consistent with your damage, and that's just from the same gear. I didn't change any gear. I just optimized the gear that I had. Shaved off like 40 seconds off the last run. Probably could have shaved off more if I did, you know, similar rotations between the two. But keep that in mind, okay? The enchantments, you know, honestly, you can get weaker enchantments in this. Say you get the 8 elemental bead. Say you get the 30-something physical attack. Say you only get the 50 all stat. Okay, you're going to be doing basically the same thing. Okay, this is just very small optimization. You can do that in a couple mil. You know, you can get enchantments for a couple mil, you know, and be able to reduce your time by, you know, 30 seconds. 30, 40 seconds is a big deal of clear time, and it's a big deal of damage too, so keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do some hell mode farming because after, you know, here's the thing. This character is definitely strong enough to do Tabor's Guide mode. She can do Donnie Crevice mode as well, and so I'll show that off right now. But the thing is, I like doing Donnie Crevice. You know, there's no real rush to try to do Donnie Crevice. I think you can do it in parties really easily, and you can obviously do it solo. In fact, you can do it once you have enough EXO. You can do any content in the game. As long as you're not penalized by EXO, you can do pretty much any content. But the thing is, with me, I have so many characters that I play that it becomes an issue not of how long it takes to grind, but more so how efficient it is to grind. I don't want to spend, you know, 5 times as long to grind something when I can just wait a couple weeks until I'm a little bit stronger. or until I get a very particular piece of gear. In this case, I'm waiting until I get my Sky Legacy weapon, and then I can farm the character to my heart's content. You know, I can actually do the content a lot easier once I have a better weapon that's more suitable for the level range. You can do, you know, if you're only playing one character, right, then I think it might be worthwhile to just go ahead and, you know what, just you know, what else are you gonna do, right? What else are you trying to speed up time on and like that? Look at how much distance I was able to cover there. On other characters, most other characters would get hit right there. You know, if these few seconds of time saves are not gonna be a big deal for you, then you don't have to worry about it. Just go ahead and do it. And you know, if it takes a little bit longer, that's okay, because you're only playing a couple characters. But in my case, I play so many characters and I do this kind of content on so many of them that playing more characters and doing this, taking this long to do content is not really an option for me. I don't think it's something that's worth doing, and you know, I'm in no rush really to kind of gear this character up. I can just wait. So you know, like I said though, if you're the kind of person who really wants to play a character and you're maining that character, then obviously you want to try to be as optimized as possible. So you'll do Dawn and Crevice, you'll do guide mode, you'll do any kind of content as soon as you possibly can. But there's a pitfall in that mentality, and that is oftentimes you'll try to do content you aren't ready for. So for instance, you know, this character obviously is not ready to do, you know, Tabor's parties. If you try to join Tabor's parties, you're just, dude, where's your gear at, you know? So be careful in trying to do content you aren't ready for. Obviously, I'm ready to do this content. It's doable. I just don't do it because it's not efficient use of my time. In the time it would have taken me to do this, I probably could have done, you know, 3 other characters that were ready, and all I had to do was wait a couple more weeks. So that's kind of my mentality of how I approach my characters. I know that I can do it. I know I can just outplay the boss. And if you're the kind of person who's only playing a couple of characters anyways, then that's probably the preferred option. Why wouldn't you? I tried to grab him there. Why wouldn't you do that? So let me see if I can hit this. Okay, I'm gonna just hit him with Awakening. This guy's a little too dangerous to let live. Okay. And this character's animations are just so good, man. Interrupting like crazy. Again, going back to the point where I feel like this character's more like Monk than Monk is. The interruption of the soaring is just so good, because it doesn't matter if the enemy can be grabbed or not. You will get the iframe from soaring, and it will generally interrupt them. I mean, it won't interrupt like Molek here, but it'll interrupt bosses. And even if it doesn't interrupt, it's giving you iframe. Look at that. It's giving you the iframe you need to avoid the attack. The whole reason you're using that move in the first place. So gosh, that is such a good move, and I wish Monk had something similar where he can just, you know, use iframe. You basically get iframe if there's an enemy to be hit. Boom, get iframe. Like, dude, instantaneously too. You know, I play Hitman is a good example. I play Hitman, and he has a move. Oh, that was a little too slow. He has a move that gives him iframe, but only after, you know, he does his stab attack and then he does the actual grab itself. Only after he does the full animation does he get the iframe. Not the case with this character. I mean, that move right there is another move that's a grab, gives iframe. So it's like abusive ass moves, man. And I really do wish more characters had moves that worked like that. That was just unfortunately timed. More moves that have more utility like that one right there. And that was one of the newest skills that were added to the character. Dude, I felt like she didn't even need a skill like that, but I love the fact that she has it. So anyway, just making short work of Molek here. I was making a big deal about 2-minute runs, you know, whatever. 2-minute runs, that's doable. Making a big deal about that. Again, I'm doing all of this Dawn and Crevice stuff on, like, you know, I could potentially do it on like 30 characters if I wanted, you know. So keep that in mind. 2 minutes times 30 characters is daily that I don't want to do every day. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was a little bit of Vagabond action. Hopefully I was able to showcase a little bit of a weaker character on the DFO Charge series, because if you don't remember, the DFO Rush series back in the day showcased characters I was leveling. Nowadays, it's just kind of showcasing characters that are kind of already geared already, and kind of going back to form with that, showcasing what the enchantment system will do for a character if it's a brand new character or if somebody who's just getting a legendary set, what the enchantments do for you. And this is something that's going to just multiply when you get stronger and stronger gear. These enchantment numbers are going to be more and more important when you can start utilizing the shadow damage more, when you're doing more damage. This kind of stuff is pivotal to being able to stay on top and stay competitive in doing content. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is a little bit of Vagabond action, and I will catch you nights later.